everybody, it's Sam at Mix Up Craft. Thank you for watching my tutorial today. This is my last Christmas project. So this one is coming out with 3 days before the main day, so you've got some time to do this one. And I thought this was a nice project because it's kind of a good, maybe just a slightly, yeah, I guess if you're last minute shopping, which you would be at this point, but also if you just want to bulk up the presents a little bit. So this is a Christmas ornament or Christmas bauble gift box. So I know in my family we like to buy every year, we will buy a nice tree ornament, and you know, it might have the date of it on it, it might be from a different part of the world, you know, baby's first Christmas together as man and wife, all those kind of things, and that's what this one is kind of meant to be for. So using again the, you know, these last bits of my Do Crafts Paper Mania Love Santa papers, I've made this one. So basically you just take the lid off and then these bits here just open up and it reveals this Christmas bauble. Now in China, it's really, I don't know, it sounds awful to say, but I guess when I'm not in China, I'm always trying to find things that aren't made in China, but being in China, you kind of want it the other way around. So this is made in China, it is tacky and it lights up, which is again, just screams tackiness. But I love it, and it's for another friend, another expat here, and I've got one for myself, and it was just a nice little reminder of our time here in China when we put it up each year. So this is basically how it is, and it just has a little bit there on the side. You can see how it all just sits in there like so. So I've only made one of these, so I've edited the video so that I've already made, this is what I have now just made in the video, and there's one point to it where I forget to add this extra score line here. This is the 3-inch score line on all 4 sides. So when the little pop-up comes up, that's what this is talking about, but I also show you how to do it further in the video, and it still doesn't, you know, ruin any project or anything. So just in case you're wondering, oh, she's not mentioned this score line, for those of you that really know what you're doing, that's why. So it all works fine. Tutorials, you know, not a problem at all, but just so that you're aware, maybe just watch it first before you actually make it. So there you go. Let's crack on and get this one made. Bits and pieces that we're going to need. So I'll just take this off here. First of all, we'll do the main base. So this is the 12 by 12 piece of cardstock that I've got here, or paper. It's 160 GSM. So, but because I'm layering it up, it will still become really strong. So just pick a 12-inch side, and you're going to score at 4 and 8. And then rotate onto the other, and again score at 4 and 8. So really, really simple scoring there. Pop that to one side. Then you will need a piece of, what I got here. So this is a piece of 8 1/8 of an inch squared paper. Again, it's all part of that same pack. Now I have made a score line error here, but what I want to do is I've kept it there because I want to show you how you can incorporate your mistake into the design of the box. So first of all, what you want to do is pop your card into place, and you're going to score at 1 inch and at 2 inches. Then you're going to pull the card out just slightly, so it's just kind of in between the first notch there, in between that 1/8 of an inch marker. So it's just a little bit of my scoreboard shining through there. And then you're going to score at 6 1/8 of an inch and 7 1/8 of an inch. By pulling it out that little bit, it just allows us to be able to slot the lid on that box nicely. Then rotate, pop it all back in again, and you're going to score at 1 and 2. And again, just bring that card out ever so slightly and score at 6 1/8 of an inch and 7 1/8 of an inch. So I have a score here where I scored at 7, and obviously I needed to score at 7 1/8 of an inch, so that will be on show. But what I'm going to now do is go around and score that 7 on all of those other sides, so it actually now becomes a design on the side of the lid. It will all make sense when it folds down, but if you can imagine, if I just burnish the ones that I need to burnish, when I fold that one up, it will now have this little line running around the bottom. and because it's going to be on all four sides, it will just look like it's part of the design. So if you do sometimes make a mistake when you score, don't straight away write off your paper. Think of a way that actually maybe you can just add some more score lines and incorporate it into your design. So that's that piece there done. And then this is the piece that the bauble will sit in at the bottom, and this is a piece of 6 by 6 card, and all you need to do here is score at let me just turn it out. No, it was that side. You're going to score at 1 inch, okay, and then again pull it out ever so slightly and score at 5 inches, and again rotate, pop it in, score at 1 inch, and then pull it out just slightly and score at 5 inches. And again, this is because that's going to be sitting inside the main box, so it just needs to be that little bit smaller, this one. Okay, then you need 4 pieces of paper to decorate the inside pieces. So these measure 3 7/8 of an inch squared, and I've just picked up, when I've cut them out, made sure I picked up the image there on each one, so I've got that little reindeer and Santa's face there. And then what I've done is these are the original little dots, I've gone and put more embellishments over those dots, so again it just gives it a little bit more to look at when that all opens up. That's that one. Then we're going to be die cutting a hole out of that base piece, and the one that I've used is 2.5, it's a 2.5 diameter circle, and that allows your bauble to sit in there nicely. I've made a tag here, which will be, and that's just the back, so I've just die cut some circle dies there, and I had this little kind of other die here that is perfect for tags, and then I've just got some ribbon, and I've also got some other little embellishments there as well. So that's everything all scored. So now if we get rid of the scoreboard, grab my tool here, and I'm going to burnish all these score lines. Okay, so that's that one, and then again with this one here, so I'm going to do all the inside ones first. That one was already done. Make sure I burnish the right line. That one was done, and then that one there. Okay, so that's that all done, and then we won't burnish this base piece yet because we just need to run it through our die machine. So you just want to make sure that you sit your, just grab my washi tape, you want to sit your die, your circle here right in the middle of that square, because this is what the bauble's going to sit in. So like so, I'm just going to put one piece on there, and then I've got my machine here. I'm just going to run that one through, it just fits in my machine. And carefully take that off, and then I've got my circle there. Okay, and then we can burnish the sides here. I think I did do it before because I was checking, yeah, it was all going to fit. I'll do that one again. Okay, so that's that done. Now we just got to do cutting and sticking it together. So back to the base again. Just going to grab my scissors, and basically we're going to be cutting out all 4 of the corners here. So I'm just going to cut neatly down each one, kind of removing the score line there. So I'm cutting to the left hand side of that score line. Missed a little bit there at the top, just because I want to get rid of that bulkiness. And again, now I'm cutting to the right hand side, so I'm removing all of that score line like so. Okay, so you just want to go round and do that on all of those 4 corners. Okay, so now that's that all cut out, so you can see now how that's all going to come up. So what we can do is stick down all of these ones here, and they're going to sit in each of those. Now what I did think, because I'm going to be sitting my obviously this is going to be coming up at 1 inch, that is actually going to get in the way, that one there, so I'm just going to remove that one because you're not going to see it, but it will affect my base. So I'm going to stick that one down. I've already put my tape on the back, and then just stick this one in place, and this is going to reinforce this particular side here, and it will help that to drop down like so. Okay, so I'm going to go around again. Okay, I've stuck all them down, so now they're all much heavier and they drop down really well. You only really need these if you're not using if you're not using double-sided patterned paper or card, because if it has got a double side, then that will look really nice, but you can certainly dress them up with what you need to. Then we've got this piece here, so what we need to do is just go around just like we did with this main one here. You're just cutting out all 4 of these corners here. So that's that now cut out. One thing I forgot to do, because I've only made 1 of these, is we need to do 1 more score line, because obviously they need to drop down once they're stuck on. So pop it back into your scoreboard, because it's still okay to do. And your first one here, this one is meeting at 4 inches, which is great. If you go to 3, just come down and just score just there like so. I'm just putting a bit more pressure on mine because I've obviously got 2 bits of paper, and then rotate again, get to that 3-inch one and just score through there, because this is the bit that's going to actually fold down. So again, just at 3, and again at 3. Okay, so again remove that, and then you just want to carefully just go and burnish all of those out. So grab my bone tool like so. So you're going to have that effect. This one again. So now that is what you should have. So that is what's going to fall down. So now with this piece here, that is going to sit in there and it's going to stick against each one of these sides like so. Okay, so if you then grab some double-sided tape, I'm going to use my red tape for this one just so it's really strong, and I want to focus on the top score line, so I'm just going up there, not right near it because you don't want any stickiness to kind of hang over, but I'm certainly very close to it there. Okay, so I've just taken off one side there because I'm going to work my way around one by one, and then just flatten it all down, and then kind of sit this bottom bit in with this score line here, and then make sure I'm using my thumb and my finger to make sure nothing's overhanging more on one side, and then just push them together, push it down there, and there you go, that's nice. And then go around, I can remove this one now. So again, put that one in its place, and lift that up, making sure you get a really nice right angle there. You just want to make sure you got a nice join on the corner. Again, sit that one down, make sure you got a nice right angle, and then this last one. And that one should just sit up nicely. There we go. So that's that one there. And then we can just test it with our bauble, which sits there nicely, and then this will obviously all come up each side and be held down with our lid. So we just need to go on now and finish that. So this is just a normal reinforced lid that I do many times. So basically what you want to do is just cut all the way down. So I've gone past those first score lines down to that second score line. And then again, I'm only cutting down the one I've burnished, not that extra one that I put in. And then cut that one there. And again, along that one I burnished, like so. So this is what you want, this piece kind of hanging. And then just go along and just kind of take off a few notches on the edges there of all of these side pieces, like so. Okay, and again on this side here, so I'm just going to cut all the way down that first score line, pass those down to that second one, and then again all the way down like so. And again cut that one out, and then just again take a little notch off each of those. Okay, so now you can see there what I've got. Okay, and then rotate the whole thing and just repeat that. So that's the shape that you now want to have. So I am now going to flip it over, and no, stay this side actually. I'm just trying to, the best way for you. You want to run tape along the outsides, the outside edges of each of these sides. Flip it over, and I'm just going to apply again red tape, just focusing on the closest piece to the score line there, because that's what's going to form our corners of each of our boxes. So I'm just putting it on there. Okay, so that's those all done. And then you just want to remove each one, do one at a time, and then bring this piece under and this piece over, and just bring it down so you get a nice right angle there, nice corner to your lid. Okay, and go around to the next one here. These are always full of static, always sticking. Oh. And again, push that one under, bring that one down, like so. Okay, and just do that again on the other two sides. And then all you want to do is pop it on a side, take off the tape on one of the longer ones and just fold it in. Again. Okay, and there is my lid. So now I can grab my box, bring up all the sides there. And my lid fits nice and snug on the top, and you can see that score line that's running along there, which just looks like part of the design. So now I've got my little tag here that's going to go on the top with these here. I've just tied a little bow there on the end, and then I'm just going to pop some glue dots on the back here and lay that down. So the tag's sitting in the middle, like so. And then just trim off. Go a little bit shorter. So there you go. I'll write my little message on there, and then when my friend gets it, opens it up, and it reveals this lovely little bauble. Well, really tacky bauble, but it's a nice bit of fun. I really like it. I think it's a really, really fun, just a different take on some of the other ones that are out there. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all the lovely Christmas comments that I've received these coming weeks, and just the ongoing support. It's really, really lovely, and I appreciate it hugely. So have a wonderful Christmas. If you're not celebrating Christmas and you're just enjoying the time off, have a lovely rested break and just have fun with your family and friends with whatever it is you're doing. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.